When a large global business sets foot into a small rural community, there are no guarantees that it will bring lasting benefits. In the late 1980s, Ireland desperately needed investment. When the world's largest semiconductor manufacturer, Intel, proposed building a large manufacturing facility at Leixlip, it was both a tempting and daunting prospect.
Well, Ireland during the 1980s had come through a really horrific time. Most of the early 80s was a time of recession and very severe immigration, and indeed a sense of hopelessness in the country. In 87, 88, 89, there was a gradual return of confidence. So when we became involved with Intel in March of 89, it was right at the sort of early recovery period, both psychologically and economically within the country.
Attracting Intel required a significant investment of grant aid from the Irish Development Agency, around 80% of its budget for that year. It was a calculated risk that more than paid off. Intel has since invested more than €6 billion into Ireland, and its County Kildare campus now employs more than 4,000 people.
The company has had an enormous impact, not only on the surrounding local community, but also on the lives of people globally. Its contribution to communities, the environment and education are shining examples of true corporate social responsibility in action.
It was something that was quite striking about joining a company like Intel, that they cared so much about just how we did our business, that it was something that I was later to learn, was something that was really core part of the company's DNA. One of our founders, Gordon Moore, really established corporate social responsibility into the very fabric of how we do our business.
Since 1989, Intel has invested €6 million in turning the former 360-acre stud farm into the most advanced industrial campus in Ireland. As part of its relationship building with the local community, it established a community advisory panel.
Initially, of course, there was a little bit of the fear factor of what's going on here, how is this going to change our community. So we wanted to make it very clear to the local community that we were here to stay and that we wanted to be a good neighbour and that we wanted to be involved in many facets of the community life. And the Community Advisory Panel gave us a very useful way of interacting with the community, because obviously you can't talk to everybody. So having representatives that we felt represented segments of the population in the local community and having a good relationship with them was very important to us from the beginning, and it's a tradition we've kept right up to this day.
Corporate citizenship is firmly anchored in Intel's core values. To mark the company's 40th anniversary, its president posed a million-hour volunteer challenge to employees. Intel Ireland employees contributed more than 56,000 hours, and the company matches this time with money to the individual charities.
It adds up pretty quickly. In the last 2 years alone, we've written cheques for €550,000 to a variety of organisations all over Ireland, which is a direct support of the work that our employees are doing in the community. So it's really a small measure of just the value of that contribution.
One of many community projects which Intel Ireland has been involved in has been the implementation of new IT systems and services at the nearby Ryevale nursing home.
The Ryevale nursing home provided that wonderful sweet spot, if you like, where our volunteers who donated over the course of 2 years about 500 hours of volunteer time working in the Ryevale nursing home, implementing a technology solution there that really we felt made the lives of the elders living in the nursing home a lot more integrated with their communities that were outside of the nursing home, and also their day-to-day existence, maybe that little bit happier.
For Intel Ireland, maintaining and improving the environment on its doorstep is of crucial importance. The site is based next to a special area of conservation. The River Rye runs through the area, and the company has worked to create a functioning trout fishery, valuable salmon spawning and nursery areas, as well as planting deciduous forests through the valley. By global standards, Intel Ireland boasts some impressive environmental credentials. It's the first company in Ireland and the first site in Intel to achieve EN 1600, an international environmental quality standard. Further, it's reduced its carbon output significantly, equivalent to removing 7,000 cars from the road over a 5-year period.
In absolute terms, our greenhouse gas emission rates will probably run out at the end of the year to be 10% less than they were in 1995. And when you consider we've quadrupled the size of our manufacturing facility in the last 15 years, that's a pretty impressive result.
It's important to involve all employees because it builds the culture around energy efficiency and waste reduction, and that is done through encouraging employees not just to take action around energy efficiency improvement, but also to identify them.
Over the past 2 decades, Intel has shown strong commitment to education initiatives, providing computer equipment and training to schools, running a Science in Schools programme and sponsoring science fairs.
Education for us is rooted at the core of the company. It helps our business interests, it also helps the country, and we want to be not just a good local citizen but a good national citizen as well. And it benefits the education system by showing them maybe the benefits of technology in the classroom, showing them the benefits of pursuing a maths and engineering strategy.
It's impossible to overstate the huge benefits that Intel has brought to Ireland over the past 20 years. The company's values are built on 3 pillars of citizenship, the environment and education. And considering the results of its CSR, it really is no surprise that the European Business Awards selected it as one of the top 25 companies in Ireland.
CSR for us is about how people do their work. It's core to our DNA, has been for the 42 years that Intel has been in existence, and results in people being quite proud to talk about the work that they do, to share the work that they do, and being quite open about how they go about their work every day. Something that they're continually proud of, and we're proud of not only how they do it but the results that we're able to generate.